Good morning, everybody. Just thought I'd get started a little early today because of the hurricane news. I want to check on my buddies and my friends. I know Brenda was in the situation, and so was a lot of other people. Justin, everybody else. So I thought I'd get started a little earlier today just to see if we get any early reports from our friends to find out if they're okay and everything went all right. So we'll have to wait and see if anybody joins us, or we get a report on how it was going. Okay. I just wanted to check with everybody and see how things going, how everybody else is doing with the hurricane afterwards, because I know it's still moving offshore on the East Coast. And it's been slow moving and had some real strong winds, I think 110 miles an hour in some locations. But yeah, I was just wanted to come in here a little early today, just to check on everybody. Um, I know Justin was talking about it was going to be right overhead over him. When I went and did a ship and came back and everybody was gone already. Um, yeah, Giggles, TJ, I wanted to give a chance that people to report how they're doing, especially you people down in Florida, how you're doing after the hurricane is kind of moving offshore. It's still on the East Coast, but did you have anything? So you're good, still have power and everything? All right. I haven't heard from Justin at all, so I don't know. Mudball, your audio is very low. My audio is low? Let's see. I got it tuned up all the way. How's that? Is that any better? The so Don and Giggles are here. Let's see. I'm gonna let Mia out real quick. Be right back. Good girl. You ate your breakfast. You ate your breakfast all right, didn't you? Okay, I'm back. Got Mia out. Everything. Giggles is finishing up his coffee. Mark. Anybody else have a problem with my volume? Nothing surprises me anymore. Wonder if it's headphones. I don't use headphones and I don't use a microphone. I just got a mic over here. Not a lot of ship traffic today, which is fine because it's cold. It's only 42 degrees here right now. It's cold. And I put when I let her out, I put the screen back up to kind of maybe deflect some of the cold air, but I don't know how much that works. And I got the door cracked open. She'll handle that much of it. So if she comes, I'll have to get up and close the door behind her, but I just leave it cracked about that much, and then she comes up and goes through the screen and nuzzles the door open. But it is cold out. Cold, cold, cold. Let me see if I can spot her on the outside cam. Oh yeah, there she is, down up by the back fence, sniffing around. Let me see if I can get her in. Right now. She's being stubborn today. Probably gonna lay down right in the middle of the dirt and underneath the tree. I can't imagine. I know she's got a fur coat on, but can't imagine it be comfortable that cold out there. Hey, Mark, how's it going? Yeah, as you can see, the dome on the camera here has got to be really bad, dirty. The sun is reflecting off it, causing all these rings and stuff, and not good. But that's the problem they have because they don't have access to it. It's up on one of those arms out, and it's not it off the roof, and so it's not like you can't just go up there and wipe it down. This time of year, of course, you get bugs. I notice that when I go down flying, uh, all kinds of little gnats, little bees, all kinds of stuff buzzing around down there. End of season. So I got notification that my Neo will be here today, out for delivery, FedEx. That should be interesting, because now that what I did was, since I had the last one, what I didn't like about it was I didn't like the old controller and having to put a cell phone, all that stuff. So I bought a RC2, which is the screen, and it also will work the Neo, because when you turn it on, you select the Neo. Um, so I'm kind of waiting to see how that turns out. The drone I've got coming is just a plain old drone, nothing special. I've got 2 more batteries ordered, and the charging hub should be here. And then I ordered today a case for it all. So just in case. So can everybody hear me all right? I hope. Mark says he can. Mark's got an appointment today. Yep. I would imagine it's the back thing. Um, so I'm probably going to be here alone for a little while till somebody joins. I don't know if Joe's going to join. He's probably going to have the grandbaby again. Donald said hello, but he's probably busy too. Yep, Mia's out laying in the dirt underneath the tree. I don't get it, but then again, I'm not a dog, so. But she's still family to me. That's if that makes her happy, that makes her happy. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, what's everybody up to? Good morning, Can Fix Stuff, also known as JDS. And yeah, exactly. You know that they hit a mobile home park and destroyed a lot of them. I haven't got an intensive report so far. Right now, they're showing Sarasota, Florida. It looks like about a 50-foot yacht smashing into a house um, up the shore, Sarasota. Right now, live in Tallahassee, they're giving a report. They're still doing rescue work. I can get Mia to come in. Didn't work. Didn't work. I tried everything to get her to come in. No way. Well, I would imagine pets get a little senile as they get older too, so I'm thinking maybe that's what I am, a little senile. Hey, JDS, yep, you take your time. Things go on. I did start early. Um, like I say, I don't know. Joe said he didn't know if he had his granddaughter today or not. I think he does. But so it's hard to say. But I'm gonna have a FedEx delivery today, which I'm looking forward to, something to play with. Um, I found I was able to order through Best Buy the Neo. And since I ordered that one, I haven't seen any other time I've been able to order it. So, and it's coming, is being shipped free to me from Findlay, Ohio. And I got notice from the FedEx truck that it's on the truck and out for delivery. It'll be here sometime by 11 to 1. FedEx truck. So that'd be interesting. First thing, of course, I have to do is plug it in to charge it up because it comes without the battery being charged at all. The like I say, the weather here is really cold. I don't know how it is to you guys. When I got up this morning, it was 39 degrees. So now we're up to 42 degrees. The sun has been up since about an hour and a half. Definitely is coat weather. And I don't know what the projected for the weather for today. Let me see if I can figure that out. Let's see, 45, 10 o'clock, 50, 11 o'clock, 54, 12 o'clock, 55, 57 at 1, 58 at 2, 59 at 3, 59 at 4, 50, and that starts going down at 5 o'clock. It goes down 58 at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 57. So it starts to go back down again. I haven't heard from Brenda this morning. She usually is in here, but just makes me wonder. Your package is out for delivery today. It's estimated between 11:30 and 1:30 today. FedEx. Yeah, so it's gonna be a little chilly today. Yeah. Oh, I got 5 people watching. I don't think anybody else is on right now. Could be wrong. Okay, the Detroit Tigers play game 4 of their playoff. And the game starts today at 6:08 p.m. And the Tigers lead the best of 5. The Tigers lead 2-1 against the Cleveland Guardians. It used to be the Cleveland Indians. But it is what it is. But I'm not looking forward to it. It looks like if it keeps staying cold like this, the trees are going to start dropping more and more of the leaves. I got leaves out there now, but they're going to be dropping more and more. Sarasota took 8 to 10 feet of storm surge, but they're just saying on the news. That's not fun. And I know a lot of people go to Sarasota this time of year through the winter. That's what I could never figure is why in Florida, everybody that had a big boat, why they didn't head for the hills, take it up the coast or up further up. Why they just left them tied up at the docks. I don't know. They must know something I don't know, but if it was my boat, that's what I would do. Get it out of there, even if you had to take and drive it over to an adjoining state. You know, you could have driven it to Louisiana or, I mean, I'm talking about some expensive $1 million boats. Hey, Jonathan. Oh, his Air 3 is acting crazy. You got to send it in. All right. It didn't go out this morning, but I sent it out. Huh. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I heard, Jonathan, is that Dan stopped someplace and somebody took his 5 gallon gas can out of the back of his pickup truck. No, I haven't heard from Justin, Laura. One of the reasons I came on early, I thought maybe he doesn't have internet. But and I don't think that the phone number I have for him is an actual phone. That might be one of his old numbers. Let me see. Try this one. Check the number and dial again. Yep, no, neither one of the phone numbers I have for Justin work. But I know he changes phone numbers periodically for whatever reason. Will do, Laura. Good morning, Corey. Here comes Lance.
Hey, good morning, Paul.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Good. Did everyone lose power on the East Coast?
I don't know about everyone, but the report was is that almost 2 million customers lost electricity.
Wow. Yeah, amazing what happened to Tropicana Field.
Yeah, the reports just have nothing but bad news.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm going to send it here pretty quick. I'm going to do a hyperlapse.
Okay.
Actually, in about 20 minutes. I just left the house. It's going to take me about 20 minutes to get there. 25. Is it just you and me this morning so far?
Yep.
Okay. It's early still. You fly yet this morning?
No, nothing going on.
Well, can't you just sit there and say, "Do you know who I am?" And then those boats appear?
Here comes Joe now.
Hey, what's up?
You know why Joe's now just now getting here? He had to try to sell his Avata 2 on eBay.
No, I've been editing.
Is that the deal? I didn't know that.
And
I've
he was
been editing
working a
500
deal.
pictures. Yeah, I had to get up this morning and finish editing because I got film tonight to do. I had 500 pictures to edit. So have we heard anything from anybody in Florida?
No, that's why I started early. I started at 7 o'clock this morning, hoping that maybe we'd hear from somebody. Haven't heard anything from Brenda. Nothing from Justin. TJ I heard from, but he's still got his head stuck in a bowl of milk.
It's probably because they probably don't have power.
That's what I'm thinking. Because there's
Yeah.
like two or 20 million people don't have power.
My brother lives in Fort Myers, and he said he lost power about 5 times for about 30 seconds each time. So, not bad at all. He says minimal damage there, but he's not on the coast either. He's inland, as far as where Fort Myers is. Doesn't live on the beach. He's a commoner like me. Can't afford the beach stuff.
Corey says that 3.3 million people have been reported to be without power.
Well, they
But
said
if you
just
figure
now.
that's the customer, how many people are living in that home? Right?
Yeah, well, they just said just now, just at 2 million. So they're down to 2 million. So they got 1 million back.
Jonathan says he saw Sarah was on Messenger, but he didn't see Justin.
They're probably fine because they were boarded up. What I was worried about was I heard last night I think they said it was 180 tornadoes or 120 tornadoes went through Florida. And in Port St. Lucie, where Uncle Bill's at, it took out a trailer park, an elderly trailer park, 125 homes.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. I saw the same thing. I haven't seen any actual video of it, but
yeah,
I see the report.
That's terrible.
My boss said my ball must have pulled up the outage map, and it says it looks really bad.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's across the whole state. Because it went down right over Justin and them.
Yeah,
Because it
it
shifted
dipped out
south.
because he was talking about he was gonna be on the southern end of it, the side of it, but he ended up
Yeah,
went right over top of him.
it went right over 'em.
And he was going to do a hurricane thing last night. Was he on? I didn't see.
I didn't see him at all.
No,
Yeah, because when I got home
And
last
you
night,
were
I flipped it on to
last-
see.
what's that, Lance?
and you got on last night for a bit, didn't you?
Yeah, we were on for a while. I went and did a ship in the meantime, and they covered it. By the time I got back home, I think they were gone. So
Gotcha.
Yeah, I walked in last night at 9 o'clock after the games and flipped on the TV and I wanted to see if anybody was on. But I worked till midnight on pictures.
wow.
And then I got up this morning, I made my breakfast, ate my breakfast, started right before you got on. I didn't know you got on. I checked right before I started working, nobody was on.
What's temperature there, Joe?
68.
40 degrees here.
Well, we're getting there.
52 here at 6:15
We'll
a.m.
be in the 50s next week.
That's the part I hate about winter. I mean, I don't like the really, really hot, but I don't like the really cold, like when it's sub-zero, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I missed your call yesterday. Yeah, Paul, when I missed your call yesterday, I was sleeping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, baby went to sleep. I went to sleep. That's our new routine. I get her to knock out about noon. I jump in next to her.
What is she, what time's she coming today, you know?
Wait. I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see. I got a game tonight. I got to go shoot the junior high. They've got their 8th grade. They get their like acknowledgement out on the field. Each one of them with all of the dance team, cheerleaders, and the moms. They have nobody taking pictures of junior high. I could make money, a lot of money doing junior high, but that would mean I got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday nights every week.
Yep.
And I don't want to do Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays every week. If I don't have to. And the next couple of weeks, I've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Because we got next week is homecoming. They got the Thursday night. I got the parade on the lakefront. Then the following week is the 2 weeks later, senior night. Thursday night we got the senior thing like this.
I got a FedEx delivery coming today between 11 and 1 o'clock.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Is that your Neo?
The Neo, yep. I got it from Best Buy. Out of in Indiana. Or was it Ohio? Might have been Ohio. I was amazed that it allowed me to place the order, and they shipped it free too, Joe.
Yeah.
Did you find it any place on Best Buy, Joe?
I haven't found it anywhere. Oh, they got the single unit at Best Buy, yeah.
Yep, that's what I bought.
But I want, like I said, I want the Fly More. And I got it on order at Crutchfield, and I'm gonna give them a week. If they don't do it in a week, I'll cancel it. If I could have ordered it at Adorama and had it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Adorama shipped it out yesterday. The day before yesterday. That's what's got me so mad. Because Adorama said they were shipping the 8th. And said they were shipping the 8th also, Crutchfield. And now they're telling me, well, they have no ETA on it. Almost canceled it yesterday. But I figured if I cancel, let's make it work.
Order from Crutchfield, from Adorama.
No, Adorama's got it temporary out of stock now.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. It's stupid.
Well, the reason that I bought it is because I went online and I didn't see any cheaper online. Ordering 2 batteries and the charging port from Amazon.
Right.
Because I don't need the now that I've got that new controller, I don't need that old gray controller.
Right. Well, the new control, I mean the one with the phone.
What?
You mean the one with the phone?
Yeah, the gray one. Yeah, I don't need that.
Yeah.
Because what I got, you know, I got the RC2, and when
Yeah.
I turned it on, it comes up and I can select the Neo.
Right.
So why did you decide to get it, Paul, after you flew it and didn't like it?
Well,
What
because
changed
I
your mind?
wasn't flying it the way I was having trouble getting it set up, and because I'm not used to using the gray controller.
Okay.
And hooking it up with the cell phone and
Okay.
and it just so happened that David wanted them, so he took both of them. I went over to get Joe one, and Joe didn't want it, so I sold them both to David. And I haven't heard a word whether or not he's even flown them.
Yeah, he said he was flying.
Because the more
What's
and more
his
videos I watch, if you're using a controller, they're working pretty damn good.
What's David's username? Is it Arizona something or
Yeah,
Yeah.
AZ.
AZ
okay?
drone.
AZ drones. Okay.
Yeah, he told somebody he was using them. I think he told Justin.
Jonathan, up higher in the chat, TJ was in here saying that he's doing fine, everything's wonderful, and he was having his milk and cereal.
Yeah. He's got his phone. He needs to come on.
Jonathan says, "Put a bid in, Lance. He'll sell it next week."
Yeah. I'll give you 10 days.
One of my
I got
flying
there
buddies.
early.
Well, I just haven't got together with him yet. But he says he loves it. He says it's a fun little drone, and so I need to get together with him and have him fly it for me.
Yeah. I got there early last night, and this week is the Battle of Undefeated. It's Friday night. Covington and Mandeville both 5-0, and both powerhouses. So it's going to be a big game, probably the biggest in a long time. And I'm sitting there on a chair by the field, and the coach looks at me and he walks over to him and he goes, "Well, you better not be taking notes." Like that. And I said, "Nah, I'm not worried about you." I said, "You know me by now." I said, "I'm never telling y'all nothing." I said, I know what you can do to beat Mandeville, and I can already see what Mandeville can do to beat you." Like that. He said, "I'll run you out the stadium." I said, "No, you won't." But I sat there. They would practice one play last night. That was a play they kept practicing, kept practicing, kept practicing. And if I told the coach that for Mandeville, he would set up for it and he would foil it. It's going to be a play that they're going to have to adjust to, because it's a double drag where one guy drags, and then when you think that's the guy, the other tight end drags underneath. and that's who they go to. So the other guys coming across basically will be a blocker. And they practiced that thing about 20 times yesterday. So I know that's a play they're playing. But they had an official there last night. Boy, this guy gave him a rope. He wanted to be a cowboy.
Really?
I'm telling you. Yeah. This guy, he got on me. He even told me. I told him, I said, I'll get off the field like that. I said, you worry about your game. Like that. As it's a freshman game. It's not a varsity game. But I'm standing right on the edge of the field, and they're 35 yards from him, and he looks back and says, you got to get off the field too. I said, I'm right here. I'll be right here. But he told the coach, he got on the coach. He said, stay in your box. He'd take a step on the field. He said, you step out on the field, I'll throw you out of here. And it's a freaking freshman game. You know,
What
they
the
don't
hell?
even need to have officials for these
He
games.
takes his, well, you know, that's an authority issue. The reason he does that job is because he can tell people what to do, because in real life, nobody listens to his ass.
Oh, you're right. He threw a flag. He threw a flag on the bench in the second game on Mandeville, unsportsmanlike conduct from the bench, because one of the players said that was pass interference. Ref. He threw it. He said because they were taunting me.
He's an idiot.
The coach was all up in his face.
Well, what I don't get is why he even is going to be allowed to do any more games.
They don't care because they're shorthanded. Not one thing. And he was the white hat last night. He was the guy running it. But he told me, he said, you need to step back on the other side. I said, I'm good right here. I said, if they're coming this way, I'll get out your way. I said, you're in my way. I can't get the pictures. That's what I told him. Because he was where he was standing. I had to get my people. I had to be a little better angle. And all the officials know I do that. I go step out on the field when they're down the field so I can get a better angle. Because I don't chase them up and down the field. I got a lens that can do that. But I said last night I was keeping this thing to 600 pictures, 562.
Oh, wow. So, Lance, you're going to fly? Is that where you're headed?
Yeah. I am checking out the flag. There's a huge American flag that I like to fly, but there's no wind at all. So I was hoping there was going to be a little wind because I like it, you know, whipping in the wind. But it's flat as
Hey, Lance.
no wind. Yeah.
Lance.
Yes.
You get in trouble for whipping it in the wind.
So I don't know if I'm going to stop or not.
Especially being a teacher, you know, they look up to those teachers.
Yeah, you get in trouble for whipping it out there in the wind.
Yeah, it is.
You're right,
not,
Jonathan. I really don't need that drone. The only reason I want the Neo, and I'm gonna be honest with everything, the only reason I would want the Neo, or I want the Neo, is so that I could sit here when my granddaughter's here and she's starting to act up, and I could just fly it around and she could watch it and it'll catch her attention. And I could show her. I said, you want to fly it? Come in. I'll sit there and I'll fly it around with her, you know? Might wind up being her drone, you know, later on. Oh. They got a guy out of Ukraine, Man from Earth. That's his handle on YouTube. And he was flying it out in the open. They had a train over like an aqueduct type of big bridge. And he was flying the Neo and did the footage around that train. And it looked pretty good. Yeah, I know. It's a loud drone. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
Med Props, how you doing?
The Brandy.
Yeah, we haven't heard from Justin, but somebody said, Jonathan said that he heard from Sarah, so she was online. But then that just means that she has cell service. Doesn't necessarily mean they have electric at home.
Guaranteed they don't have electric. But Tampa dodged a bullet. When that thing jogged down, it sucked the water out of the bay instead of pushing water into the bay.
Yeah.
They dodged a bullet. Well, let's see what happens with this next one.
Well, I can't imagine why anybody living in Florida doesn't have a portable generator.
Well, this is the first, you hear the ones that got hit with this year, but the last major hurricane they got hit with was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That's why everybody and people move there from the Midwest. They don't deal with hurricanes. A lot of people have never seen a hurricane.
Yep.
I got a buddy that lives right there by Orlando too. He's a guy I went to Marine Corps with, and his house is a little small bungalow type house right on the water, and I can't get a hold of him. He Marine Corps, so he's probably fine. It's just him and his dog,
Yeah.
So he's probably good.
I see DeSantis was on the TV.
Well, you see this political shit going on with Harris. Harris is saying DeSantis wouldn't take my call and all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And all of this, and said that it's selfish and political and all of this what he's doing. And Biden threw under the bus. Biden said he talked to DeSantis and he's got everything he needs. And then they asked him straight out, was DeSantis doing a good job? He said he's doing a great job.
Yep.
So he threw Kamala under the bus right there.
Well,
and he came on and hammered Kamala and said, when it comes to the hurricanes, I'm the sheriff.
Kamala.
Yeah, same thing. He said, I'm the sheriff in town.
Well, the thing of it is Kamala or whatever, Camel Jockey or whatever her name is.
Camel Jockey. There you go.
Yeah. She is her own worst enemy. But she's got a certain following of people that just like her giggles and her, it's like TJ,
Yeah. Well, look, she went on what was it, Colbert or something like that?
Yeah, and they were
and she's up there drinking beer on the show.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry. She's trying to make herself personable, but she's never mind. Freaking idiot.
It looks like it's starting to get a little bit of light there, Lance.
Yeah, that's because I'm in the city.
Oh, okay. So it's the city lights. Okay.
City lights.
Yep, Mad Props, you're right.
All I know is Fox News got some good good-looking little young girls doing their show. This reporter looks like she's about 22 years old. She's wearing a windbreaker with tight spans, and her hair's just blowing all in the breeze.
That the one that's reporting from St. Lucie?
Yeah.
Thank you.
She looks like a high school kid, doesn't she?
That's what I said. She's probably about 23 years old. She got them boots made for walking on.
Hello. Somebody in the hash brown. Number one, I'll bring you, okay?
Wow. For a pine tree to snap at the base, that's pretty good.
Look at that tree laying there. Wow.
Yeah, that thing snapped at the base. That means that had to be a tornado. It came through.
Yep.
A cut and a laceration is the same thing. They're girly. They've received cuts and lacerations. Same thing.
Well, she would have been better if she would have said cuts or lacerations, you know?
So they were supposed to have the Borealis here last night, and they thought it was going to be right after sunset. So I sent the drone up, and not a thing. Not a thing. Sent it up for about 20 minutes. I just let it sit there right above my house, about 300 feet. Nothing ever appeared.
Nothing.
They say again tonight, so I'm going to try tonight, but I might try later. And I might sit in my car where I've got a good vantage point and snooze off and on, and maybe if I wake up about 1 or 2 o'clock, it'll be there.
Yeah, because how many days does the Aurora Borealis? So 3 or 4 days?
You know, it is so weird, Paul, that I've lived here since 1967. I've never seen it until May of this year, and you know, that's how often we see it. Not very, and it's been this whole summer. It's, you know, hey, it's going to be out tonight, and you know, sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. You know, it's just kind of depends, but you know, you know, who knows? It could be 4 nights, it could be 2.
Yeah.
You know, back in May when we first got a taste of it, it was supposed to be 3 days in a row. Well, it was only the first day. The second 2 days, it never came out.
Hey, there's Donald.
Morning, guys.
Donald.
The Aurora Borealis can happen anytime there's a mass solar ejection, but I believe it's strongest around the fall and spring equinox, if my memory serves me.
Yeah, it stops. It's not a winter thing. It's more of a, like Don says, it's spring to fall.
And it's clarity of the sky too, right?
And of course, the further north you are, the better the better you're gonna see it.
Yeah, and you do need clear skies to see it. But wasn't this batch, wasn't the fall equinox, wasn't that like end of September? I could be wrong. Which mean that the lights are fading now.
Yep. Daytona got flooded too. So what's going on at Ride?
So nothing from Justin.
No, we're thinking that his power's out.
Yeah. That's why I sent him a message on Facebook. I figured if he had Facebook on his phone, he might respond. But I know I had sent a message to Uncle Bill yesterday evening, and he was like, "Pshaw, it's not gonna get him." But he said they had a pretty good tornado,
Yeah.
and from what it sounds like, they had another one, or was that the same one that hit Port St. Lucie?
I don't know. There's what they report, like 50 or 60 tornadoes.
Yeah,
Across the
100
state,
something.
yeah.
Yeah,
They said 120 this morning or something like that.
120. Okay.
Yeah, it was in the hundreds. And these were confirmed tornadoes.
Hmm.
That's the most I've ever heard in a hurricane. It's like when Katrina hit, it spawned like 40 tornadoes. You see what the difference between that is, because when they came in here, all it was land it was coming into. When it went there, it was going into open water on the other side too. So that atmosphere changed it and brought them all in. So that was the perfect storm. Well, let's hope this weather pattern changes some kind of way and they don't get another one. Because they don't need another one right now.
Well, what's going on with that one that's still down the south end?
Well, I'm gonna go look now. Yeah, because it's changing a little bit. The other day it was changing a little bit, but it was still giving them a lot of crap down there. Yeah, they got something down there around the 18th, 19th, right between the Yucatan and Cuba,
Yeah.
that's giving them a lot of rain, but it looks like it's going towards, it looks like it's trying to go towards Texas, staying at Yucatan. See. And it's a crazy one. Staying in the Gulf. See what it's still doing. It's almost coming towards us. I'm gonna have to show y'all. It's crazy.
You know,
It's about the craziest one I've ever seen.
they don't want to let you feel left out, Joe.
No, this is the craziest weather pattern I've ever seen. Somebody got to be steering this shit. But you can see right now, this is the 17th, right?
Yeah.
And when you go through where I'm at, 168. I'm gonna just move it a little bit. You can see down in the bottom how it's just shifting around a little bit. But look, you see it coming in right there?
Yeah,
204, that right there is bad, whatever it is. But watch what it does. And this is 6-hour increments. See how it looks like it's almost coming to us? Then it's breaking off. And then it's turning into another low right here again. That's what turns into the hurricanes right there. And then it just sits there and comes back up again. This is strange. It doesn't look like it's moving at all. Now look, going back into Florida,
Dan Steam.
that's the 25th. That's the 25th. Going back across Florida and all that mountain area again.
Yeah,
Look at that. That would be devastating because that would flood all that area again.
yeah.
That's a crazy weather pattern. But that
Definitely.
thing stays in the Gulf for a week, just moving around. That would be terrible. And like I said, this is a pretty accurate deal. It put this one, the one that just hit, in from 10 days ago, showed it was going there.
So Donald, did you hear anything about that job you were applying for?
Nothing yet.
Was it an open call?
The way people post jobs, I don't even know if they were actively hiring.
Yeah.
In other words,
job-
you don't know if they're just out fishing, huh?
They might leave a job open just to collect names because it doesn't cost them anything. Gets people's hopes up.
Fresh approach to dog food. Every day, our dog people are deciding it's time to quickly kill and eat the dogs especially under plants. Made by dogs. Which is what
Order placed. So the night's going to be a unique night. I got to get out there early because at 5 o'clock they're going to line up to start doing the parents with the kids. I got to leave here by 4 and be set up and ready to go.
That's the other thing. Whenever you apply for a job and you don't even get a response, this position has been filled.
Yeah.
I get it. People are busy though. If they don't owe you a response.
Your clock stopped. Donald, your clock stopped.
What?
Your clock stopped. Look over your shoulder on your wall behind you.
My clock is always stopped.
Good. You know, yeah,
It's correct twice a day.
I think I replaced the battery once just to shut people up. But for a little clock, that thing is loud. It's tick, 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 and I can hear
Oh,
it.
it ticks? It's a ticking clock. Ah,
So you were saying die, battery, die.
what's it just take little double A's?
Yeah.
Had one woman on last night about 11 o'clock. They're getting married in 3 weeks. Just closed on the house right before Helene. Just closed on it. They were in the house for a week when Helene hit, and they had to leave. The house had, I think they said they had 5 feet of water in the house, and now they said they have no idea what it's going to be like now if they even have a house.
Okay. I don't need that. I will need audio gear. Headphones. Mic.
Where's the house going?
Hey, Joe, you see that big palm trees laying over towards the road?
Yeah, that's Venice, Florida.
What the
Brandon Beach.
The question I have is, couldn't you take a crane and lift them back up and stake them back down again? Wouldn't they continue to grow or no?
I couldn't tell you. Probably saltwater damage. They'll probably mess them up. They had one house that was completely lifted off the foundation on the side. What gets me is all the sand that gets put up there and gets left up there, you know?
Yeah,
With
So
all
much
that
for-
sand needs to get moved.
so much for grass, right?
Yeah, look.
That's terrible.
I would not be driving my car through that.
No, they got the Jeep and the pickup truck. That's crazy.
Yeah, but this is a car.
There's a guy right now in a Ford pickup truck going up.
That's another truck. Yeah. Truck I'd go through it with. Like my car, I go through water with mine because it's higher. But if I had like my Lincoln, I'd never go through that.
Headphones. You're gonna drive me to drink if you don't stop driving the hot rod Lincoln.
That's a good song.
It's a very fun song. I need my small clamp.
Okay. Thanks, Jonathan. Says Dan's fine, he's eating breakfast.
Good, good.
They had one guy last night, Fox, he's sitting on there, and a fence, they had a lot of, it was like a vinyl fence, was flying around and hitting things and all of this.
Yeah.
And he was sitting there and they were asking him, "You all right?" He said, "That's a plastic fence. We're all right with that." A little while later, he was holding a bus sign, and a bus sign came off the pole and almost hit him.
Wow.
Like I said, I was shooting pictures of Rita when Rita came through in Alexandria, and I was shooting hot rods coming on good. So I was shooting the water coming up, and the exit sign on the building came off and flew right past my head.
Hello, Rod.
Hello.
You did all
Surprisingly,
right?
I have power. Although it flickered a few times, but a good chunk of my neighborhood doesn't. And apparently my internet finally came back. I was using the phone.
We think Justin's internet's out.
Probably. That part of Florida, most of the power's out. Actually, my side of Florida, most of the power is out. So I went out. I had a lake in front of my house, so I had to go clean the storm drain. And then there was another lake down the street, so I went down to clean that storm drain. Finally, a neighbor come out, and then finally the main security guy showed up, and all three of us were cleaning the drain because there was about 2 feet of water in the street. But he actually lives in Ormond. Although my address is Ormond Beach, we're actually 6 or 7 miles outside of town. And what would normally be a 15-minute drive took 45 minutes because there's trees down apparently all over US 1. Although not too bad in my neighborhood. I only saw like 2 trees up and down my street. So, but freaking limbs and leaves everywhere, but that's kind of normal with that kind of wind.
Yeah.
But it sounds like Ormond got hit. Sounds like the Daytona area got hit with the winds pretty hard. So the radio hasn't been saying much. I've been listening. So haven't really gotten any reports other than my security guy. And if I had a shotgun, I would have shot a couple of people because there were people out gawking around. It's like, why don't you stop gawking around and actually help start with the cleanup? Like, go clean your freaking storm drain. Two people
They arrested people for looting last night already.
2 people were lit. Joe, you'll love this one. 2 people were riding electric bikes through the water.
Yeah,
Hello, those LiPo batteries will catch on fire.
that'd be funny shit.
You fucking idiots.
Be
Oh,
like
but we need to
Christmas
see what the neighborhood looks like. Fucking take your little ass back home, stay in the house, and don't come out for about 5 days.
How you
It'll
doing,
look just like
Trey?
it did before the storm.
What's up, Dre? Hey, Mudball. Remember yesterday how you said something about Melissa Gilbert being the sister?
Yes.
You said
Yes.
that, right?
Yeah.
And all I've been seeing is Melissa Gilbert commercials.
Yeah.
Spooky shit.
Yep. But
One,
that just noticed.
one guy I'll give a break though, Joe. Apparently he lives on the south end and his mom lives on the north end. So he had gone up to that end of the
Hey, Dre.
to go check on her. Okay, I get that. But the people that are just freaking no, drive it around to drive around, fuck you.
Yeah.
Either clean up or stay home. One of the two. It's not like you
What's
can
going
do
on, Ray?
anything.
Not much. I just got on here to check on the folks. I see Hot Rod's alive and got a little power. I heard you say Justin hasn't been on.
Yeah, we think he's got no internet, no power, but his wife, supposedly Jonathan said that he saw a message from Sarah
Mm-hmm. Said they're
online,
okay.
but
Well, he didn't see a message. He just saw that she was online. Facebook
Oh.
will show a little symbol
Yeah.
next to you.
It went just
That
south
could
of
mean-
them.
That could be off
as a,
somebody's phone though also.
yeah,
Yep.
it went just south of him as a cat too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just inland, it went to a cat. It went to a cat too. So, but yeah, the power outage map that I saw is pretty bad.
Yep.
Even up in my area, even north of me, up in Flagler. So I'm lucky. Don't ask me how. Normally it's the other way around. I'm the one without power and everybody else has it. So I didn't have to run my generator this time. But
So anybody
according to
heard
the
from,
according to the
Dusty?
security guy, Ormond got hit pretty good.
okay, Dusty's in the chat, so I guess he's got power and he's good to go. So the power house didn't even lose power. Good for him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mine flickered. Mine flickered off for about 2 seconds, 2 or 3
Hmm.
times, and then came
Yeah.
back on.
That's good.
I have this little fan that I sit on my nightstand next to me. I use it normally just for white noise. So I was like, oh, I'll know when the electric goes out because that fan will go off. So if it goes quiet, that thing turned off a few times.
Paul, did you send TJ out to check on the martini bar? I know he was
No.
so interested yesterday.
they don't have cameras on.
Yeah, as I said, did TJ make a personal appearance there? He's
I
not
don't
far
know.
from his house, is he?
He messaged this morning that he was sitting around eating cereal, so I don't know.
He's always
And the webcams that are open are up are Fort Myers. Any of them from the Tampa
That's
area all
fine.
seem to be down at the moment. Actually, let me look. I don't
Hey,
know if
Corey.
I don't know if any of ours are up or not. Mm-mm. None of our Volusia County beach ones are up and running at the moment. Well, now's the good time for a Neo. You can fly around indoors all you want.
Yeah.
I wouldn't try flying it outdoors here right at the moment. It might wind up in the neighboring county. The winds are still pretty gusty, although calming down. One of my neighbors asked me if I had my drone up looking around yet. Like, nope, not yet.
It's still pretty windy where you are, isn't it, Rod?
My Mavic 3 or my Autel, either one would be fine. It's
Yeah,
not that windy.
yeah.
It's not that windy. Especially if I pulled the old Autel out, it's better than the Mavic 3. That thing really is a flying brick. But I've also had it up in tropical storm. At the beach in a tropical storm. It flew fine. So the hell with DJI.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, the Mavic 3 Pro is great. That's the one I fly most of the time. If I fly a camera drone anymore. Just to take pictures of the sunrise.
Yeah, I just got a message from Aloft via the FAA. There's some safety reminders, but doesn't say you can't fly. It just says, if you get Lance approval or whatever else, just be mindful.
Actually, that's a good question. Can you look for me in the Daytona area and see if there's any TFRs up?
Okay, I'm just saying what the message says here is just make sure you get approval of you working for an agency, local or federal, that you check NOTAMs and you know,
Yeah,
TFR and stuff like that.
yeah. Can you look in the Daytona area for me?
I'll look up the FAA, see what they got going on here. Hang on a second.
See if they put anything up yet.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Even if they
Scroll.
have, I'm still gonna fly the immediate neighborhood around my house. So
Mhm. Mm. Nothing really new for the state of Florida except for the regular restricted airspace.
sure. Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna check aloft right now
Hmm.
and see if they got these. They're pretty up to date on TFRs.
I know where all those are. It's kind of
Right.
annoying. It's kind of annoying in Florida because they're fucking everywhere.
Well, they're in the locations of the most interest.
Mm, which is where all the airports are. So,
Yeah, yeah. Okay, let me get West Texas.
ironically, the Ormond Beach, the Andy Romano Park at Ormond Beach, which is a beach park in Ormond, sits in between the Daytona Beach airspace and a little county airport up on the north side of Ormond. It literally
Okay,
sits between, so
right
I
now,
don't need
Rod.
Lank at that beach.
Right now, over the Tampa area, it looks like a TFR over the whole area of Tampa.
Yeah, I'm
Right,
not surprised because it's a disaster area.
right. And they're saying now, let me see.
I
You
wouldn't
got
be surprised they throw one up over my area. So,
Yeah, but they're saying now, we got MacDill Air Force Base also. Let me see. Well, they got one that's TFR that's supposed to be ending within the next hour.
hmm.
Let me see.
I'm not sure why they need one for the middle of a hurricane. What are you gonna do? Watch your drone fly away?
Yeah, it says here ends in 55
strategic.
minutes, 10:20, 10:10:24 at 04 a.m. to 08 a.m. the next following day. No person may operate a small unmanned aircraft in restricted airspace unless that person has permission from the appropriate authority. Individuals violate any of these restrictions may be subject to FAA or law enforcement action. So that's just the whole normal thing. If you're flying for agency, you'll have the proper authorization in your drone, or you need to have something on paper if you're
Mm,
not geofenced like a
yeah.
DJI drone. But yeah,
Well, good. Doesn't mean that they won't throw them up later.
yeah.
Since the
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
storm is now passed, they
This
could easily throw
this
them
is the
up in an
time
instant.
afterwards is the time. This is where they're going to be needed, and everything else is after the fact.
Hmm.
yep.
You know.
Here from 1100 to 1500, they have one for only relief.
All I
Right.
know is I'm not worried about my
But
neighborhood. They're not going to complain about me.
Mm-hmm.
that's in Jacksonville. Uh,
Lakeland, where it's the FAA one here. Their site, it has got the standard stuff that's always on there. Near Justin's house, they're clear there, but that's just the FAA one. They very rarely put up TFR unless it's like a Super Bowl event.
Hmm. It is interesting though that they haven't really put much up yet for TFRs because I would have expected almost anywhere where the counties have been declared a disaster
Well,
that they
that's the
would
key
have
word.
automatically thrown up a TFR.
Yeah, well, they need to verify, get verification of the amount of damage, whatever else.
Hmm.
Like I said, you just don't want to just automatically start shutting down airspace. We think drones, but when you start shutting down airspace, that means even small manned aircraft get shut
Yep.
down.
Hmm.
It's not just for drones itself. It includes all aircraft, but TFRs and stuff like that. So they don't want to go all willy nilly and just put a blanket, TFR over half the state.
Yeah, exactly.
The FAA is only showing 2 hazards, no TAMs for
Mhm.
Florida over the entire thing.
Yeah.
And those both in Tampa. And that might be not concurrent, that might be stacked.
Mhm.
And open it back up and then close it up for.
Looking at the radar, maybe in an hour. Maybe I'll throw my drone up, look around.
Well, the question I would have is, how long is it gonna take them to get those airports back up and running?
Not long. Yeah. Tampa, a little while. Orlando is probably already open.
Long as the towers are operating, regular capacity, and the runways are clear, they can start operations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because down in Florida, of course, in my mind, I'm used to being up in the north end where you don't have the stairway where you go up and down and that kind of stuff. You
Mhm.
have to pull up to an actual gate that comes out and powers and.
Trust me, they'll get power to them quick because they need to get emergency supplies in and out.
Hmm.
So they'll get the runways back open pretty quick.
Yeah. And like I said, the runways is just a matter, like I say, palm farms, debris like that and stuff. Anything that can fly up and get caught up in the engine.
Bob.
Yep.
Clear all the fob.
Yep. Joe babysitting again today. Is he talking to the dogs?
Talking to the dog, asking him, where's Lily? I haven't heard nothing yet. Last Thursday and Friday, she didn't come over, but the ex sometimes can work out the house.
Mm-hmm.
But she needs to start telling me when she's working out the house.
I was gonna say, they don't tell you the day before.
No, they
At
just take
least?
advantage of them.
I'll know in about a half hour because I'll ask what's going on.
Roll up on me like that, man. You just can't be springing up.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
like,
gonna have
wait a
to.
minute.
Well, I expect 5 days a week right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I wonder
You
if
know, but
Dobo. I wonder if Dobo
I'm
stayed.
good. He said he was staying.
Yeah, according to his impromptu live stream he did, what was that, Tuesday night? He said he was staying.
Yeah.
He was
I put it like
north.
this, Dre. It's not hurting my feelings.
Don't feel bad. I got a pair of grand kids at my house because I say my middle daughter moved out of her apartment. She's supposed to be moving in with her brother to save some money, and that house needs some work done on it before they can actually really move in. And so they're camped out at our house for the last 2 weeks. They come by around 5 or 6 p.m. each night, sleep. She picks them up in the morning the next day to take them to school.
Yep.
Donald's got grandkids living in his house too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got to set the expectations, and I set an expectation the last 3 times she's been here to where around noon she starts getting a little haywire. Let's put it that way, a little
Right.
rambunctious. So I said, okay, I'll turn off the TV, and she'll look at me. And I said, let's go in the back. And I turn off the light. I bring her back, and I put her in the bed to check her diaper. And I said, time to go nap. Take a nap.
So this is a picture.
For the last 3 days, she slept for about 2.5 hours, and I'm right there next to her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So here's
it's
Flagler
set up a
Beach.
routine. That's all that is. Set up a routine. I do the same thing with my grandkids. I say, hey, they come over. I said, you guys do your homework, eat. As soon as you finish eating, get them baths. Next thing you know, get them beds out, get your little bedding out.
Yeah.
This ain't gonna be no sleepover type deal.
Nope. I make the 5-year-old get out and run the mower, and the 4-year-old, he can run the weed eater.
There you go.
So it looks like I piled up the sand at the ocean pretty good.
Yeah, that's the big problem. They're getting all that sand back.
That's a lot of shoveling.
Mm-hmm. And they've been doing beach renourishment in that area. So it
Now
wouldn't
it's gonna be
surprise me
re-renourished.
that a lot of it wouldn't surprise me that a lot of it ended up on A1A.
Yep,
The ocean picked it up and dumped it on the road right next door. So
yeah, all the roads have got it.
yeah, near the ocean, yeah, they all got it
Yeah.
for sure. Okay, apparently Dan's okay, but he was up in Jacksonville, so
Yeah, Dan left 2 or 3 days earlier.
yeah.
Don, did your one grandchild get into school, back into school?
They're gonna start them next week.
Next
But
week?
yes, they're still fighting with paperwork, but the
Mhm.
school said next week.
Okay.
I know one
One of
thing
the
is
state-
the schools won't be in tomorrow.
Yeah,
They only
won't.
took Wednesday, Thursday off. I didn't know. I don't know why they didn't cancel Friday
Columbus
too.
Day, right?
No, it's
That's
storm.
Monday.
No, Hurricane Day.
Related.
Hurricane, yeah, Columbus Day though is Friday,
Monday.
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 Always a Monday.
We don't celebrate Columbus. Never have really celebrate Columbus Day in California.
Well, Columbus Day is a federal holiday, isn't it?
Nope. It's usually a state.
I'm looking here. It looks to me like it's Indigenous Peoples Day.
Yeah, now recently they've been calling it that. But I remember as a kid, Columbus Day was never really a big celebrated holiday.
No,
I know
of
we didn't
course.
get no days off.
And the 14th is Canadian Thanksgiving.
Okay, well, I guess I'll take that day off.
You know, I've always said everybody around the world should take everybody else's holidays off. We should just take everybody's holidays off. We only work when there's no holidays anywhere.
See, we never worked in.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the point.
Well, then the rest of us who work holidays anyway would just get ahead.
So you think?
You guys take all the time off you want. I'll keep working.
Mm-hmm.
Yom Kippur is Friday.
Yeah.
Says the guy who doesn't have a full-time job right now.
Well, Don, I say when I work, regular construction in the private sector, I hated holidays because if you don't work, you don't get paid. That's just the name of the game. Now, dude, I'll take matter of fact, I just put in paperwork to take the Vegas meetup weekend off one day there, and I took off the whole week of Thanksgiving. The 3 days before Thanksgiving, I just put in take that off.
So there's the canal in Flagler. You can see to the left, there's a tree.
Yeah.
Down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The water is definitely up. And this picture? No, not that picture.
Yeah, the water's up because that stool is in the water.
There.
Wow.
So
That ramp is gone.
The dock is down in the water.
yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
my
normal for
sister-
these types of storms.
My sister lives on the water in New Orleans East, and she's the one that Katrina lost the whole house. The house was gone.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a new place she bought, and they're raised higher and everything, so they don't get water to the house. But when I called the other day to check on her with the hurricane hit here, she said, yeah, she says, we're not going to get any water. The water came up to the berm they've got, and they said the canal's flooded. She says, my party boat is standing straight up in the water like that. She said it was standing straight up and in where it flooded, where it was sinking.
Yeah.
And she says, I don't give a shit about that. I'm insured. She said, but what's got me mad is we just finished redoing the whole deck out there, $10,000 worth of wood, and it's all underwater, so we don't even know if it's still there.
Wow.
So this is Flagler, just north of me.
But Dre, they had that house they lost for Katrina.
Uh-huh.
They had 4 hurricanes hit while she lived there, and they had a 1,000-foot pier that went out into the water,
Mm-hmm.
and they had to replace that every hurricane.
That's what I'm saying. That makes it tough for me to make a decision to go in places knowing that every year you're gonna get hit with something.
Well, this is over about an 8-year period, the
Yeah, I
9-year
mean,
period. But yet still,
yeah.
but they were insured. The only person that would insure them was Lloyd's of London,
Mm,
and they would insure that pier, and that
mhm.
pier cost $35,000 to put up. It
Wow.
would take the guy to come out and do it, take him about 3 weeks to put it up.
Mhm.
And they had to do it 3 times. The fourth time, the house was gone.
Yeah.
Everything. I went out looking for the house in that area, and
Mhm.
the only area had 2 palm trees. And I'm looking around, and I see the 2 palm trees, and I said, "Oh shit," you know.
It's interesting. National Guard's out already.
Well, they
Yeah.
had them staged, ready to go.
Yeah. So Flagler is on the barrier island. Which was supposed to be completely evacuated. If they wanted everybody off. Isn't part of that is that they know that the power is going to go down, and getting the wire depends on what damage gets done to the wires that go across the intercoastal
Mm-hmm.
as to how long it's going to take them to get power
Right.
back on the island.
Yeah.
So as you can see, created quite a mess,
It always does.
but
Always does.
could have been far worse. Far worse.
Yeah.
This is just like minor damage.
It'd have been another 40 miles north. Tampa would have been worse.
Oh, Tampa would have been drowned downtown because downtown's only 4 foot elevation.
Yeah.
Mm.
So apparently A1A didn't get taken out this time. Yay. A1A almost always gets taken out because it runs right along the beach. The waves almost always take a chunk out of it. They're working on putting, I don't know how many miles of seawall up along it to try to
Mitigate it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess like I always tell people, Mother Nature is the ultimate inspector.
Mm-hmm.
Build it as best as you think you can, and sit there and rate it as high as you want to. Wait till next year's storm comes.
After Matthew, they piled a bunch of those large stones right along the beach to sort of keep it. And during Ian, it freaking scoured under the rocks and pulled some out and took out part of A1A.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they had all those rocks there, and the water literally tunneled under it and sucked it out. It took the road out anyways.
Yeah.
So apparently without a seawall buried multiple feet underground, rocks are exactly they help. Don't get me wrong, they help.
Oh yeah, they help.
On the waves bashing, but
we don't even get the storm levels you guys get, but down in Oceanside area is where the train tracks run right there along the beach, going in San Diego and back and forth. Every time we have a winter storm, the hill above it erodes and comes down the tracks, or the tracks themselves get dropped down because the rocks underneath and stuff get washed out.
Landslides are definitely a problem out there.
Oh yeah. So it's one way or the other. Either the landslide gets in the way, or the erosion of the ground underneath the tracks. So get it one way or another. Don, you're muted.
So I stayed in a hotel in Oceanside one time, right there by where the train came by.
Mm-hmm.
And sat there out in the pool, and trains come by. It was kind of nice watching the trains come by and then watch the ocean. And
yeah,
it was so much. That's the part of the trip I remember enjoying the most. Even though we went to Disney World and we went to Universal and did all that, it was just sitting back.
So here's a post from the
another
sheriff's
nice
office.
Where the train goes right along the ocean is right, I want to say north of Santa Barbara. It's like the train tracks, and then you're right there on the beach, and you're looking right at the ocean. And the train's is going right along.
I always thought it'd be fun to take that train because it looked like it would be a very scenic.
I want to do that. I was about to do that this year, instead of going to Virginia, I was thinking about booking a sleeper car, us to go all the way up to Seattle area and stay a couple of days up there and then come back. I think we might do that in another year or so. It's about $2,000 round trip, something like that. Well, I'm like you. I think it's a great experience ride. The views that you'll see up and down the West Coast, because you're covering the whole entire. Where I live at, you come out of San Bernardino, you go into L.A., and then you just head north. And by the time you get right outside of L.A., the tracks are right there on the coast. And then as you go up through rest of California, the tracks stay pretty much within quarter mile of the coastline. And then I think once you get up in the northern part of Oregon, it brings you inland, because I know the tracks split Interstate 5, I think it is, when you're in Portland, Oregon. And it takes you up in the state of Washington. What movie site you go to, Don?
Something the cool cat sent me to.
Oh, Pornhub.com.
And then he said that it was installing something on his iPad. So
Uh-oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna type it. I was typing in. I will air my grievances in audio because of this site that he sent me to, and then said, "Oh, it installs crap after the fact." And I thought, okay, so now I got to clear my cookies and my history on
Right.
my browser. I lost 2 years of data for my Wordle. I play Wordle every day.
That's why I thought you said Wordle. I'm like, not friends with words, but Yordle.
Wordle.
Yeah. Oh man. That's why anytime that somebody tries to tell me, oh yeah, you want to watch all the latest movies releases, go to this site. No.
And within those 2 years statistics of Wordle, I did have one, and I've done it twice because I changed my starting word. But you have a starting word that you use. And it used to be train, and one time train was the word, so I got it first try. And I've changed my starting word to audio because it uses all but one of the vowels, and it gives me my vowels right up front. And audio is one of them. Like within the last year or so, I think it was. And so in my statistics, I had a guest in one there that I lost. Thank you. Thank you, Michael. It's not like I was showing those statistics off to anybody, but it's part of my morning routine. I get up, I do Wordle, and I do connections, and I went on today and oh no.
Well, thanks, Jonathan. Glad to hear that Doble was fine.
That was on my iOS device, Michael. You son of a bitch.
I hope he's fine. I hope DroneWorks is fine, which is usually who I order all my enterprise drones from. And Doble's part owner of that company.
At least it was a Cat 3.
Yeah. I always say it's all about location, like anything else in life. Location, location, location.
Given how many tornadoes spawned up yesterday, yeah, it was all about location. Jesus. I saw the map. Holy crap, they were all over the place.
Yeah.
Bunch around Tampa and a bunch around the East Coast. All up and down the Port St. Lucie through Melbourne. That one band just freaking unloaded.
Paul, you okay? You taking
Yep.
a little nappy nap?
No, just reading.
Enjoy
right.
yourself. Just enjoy
Well,
yourself. Reading inside your eyelids.
Yeah.
I have to be at my shoot in half an hour, so I'm going to say adios and load up.
Okay.
All right, bud. Be safe out there.
Joe's still waiting on the grandbaby, right?
Yeah.
Mama's on the bus. Go shh. I'm supposed to be
So
at
you got
today.
you got video photos to do today, right?
I finished. I finished my photo. I got them tonight. Yeah.
Tonight.
But I'm finished last night. I had to get yesterday's finished before I work on today's because I'm in the same Lightroom. I got to get that cleared out so I can load the other stuff in and get it done tonight because then I got to have that done before tomorrow. And the stuff tonight's more important because that's the stuff that people are going to buy tomorrow.
Hmm.
Yeah, Dre, that
Here's-
woman, I told her, I said, I'll go ahead and do that 150 package for her. As soon
Right.
as I sent it to her, I had the 150 within seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Corey's got a question and I'm not sure about it. Dre, are you?
What question do you have?
Good question for you guys. Will you be? He will be flying his Mini 2 this weekend in the U.S. To be legal, I need to register the drone and take the trust test. Question.
You take the
I
trust test.
don't think so. I think if he's registered in Canada, he can fly over here, can he?
Well, I'm thinking the Mini 2 sub 250, right?
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
don't have to register it.
Doesn't have to register. He still has to have the FAA
The-
trust test, though.
The
Yeah,
trust
trust
test.
test is the only thing he needs to take, but he doesn't have to register the drone.
So apparently, South Daytona got hit pretty hard. Lots of
Mm.
flooding.
Mm.
He
That
already
area,
checked
that
every
area,
test
that
before
area
you fly,
already
and there's
flood.
no problem with where he wants to fly.
That area already floods bad. In fact, they got the Army Corps of Engineers coming in to do a study for that part of town to figure out what to do because that part of town is actually low.
Like I say, it must be historically
It
problems,
is. Yeah,
know.
it is. So
Corps engineers got to show up.
it always goes underwater. There's a canal, but somebody said the canal is actually part of the problem. So it'd be interesting to
Well, they might need to dredge it, make
Hey.
it deeper.
Hey,
Could
Joe,
be.
that girl's fun to watch, isn't she? On the news.
Yeah.
somebody said we took the eye, and it's like I don't think so. I'm looking at the map. The eye didn't go through Daytona. Now it may have felt like it went through Daytona.
Hmm.
The winds could have been that bad. Still would have been Cat 1, 80 to 90 mile an hour. So gust
I'd like
over
to be her photographer.
gust over 100. Anyways, I'm looking around on Facebook at the different local groups. I don't see.
Well, if anybody hears from Justin, tell him to put out that he and his family are okay on Facebook
Yeah.
or something. All right. I'm gonna pop off here.
Okay, Dre.
Talk
Hey,
to you guys later.
we'll see you.
All right.
I think we're gonna close it down.
Yeah.
Joe's got to get ready for the grandbaby.
Maybe.
Right, Joe?
Maybe.
Okay, everybody. Hey, thanks for being here. We'll see all of you again later today, except Joe won't be here. He's going to be shooting junior high.
Yep.
Okay, everybody. Hey, thanks for being here. We'll see all of you again later.